Welcome, everybody, and thank you for attending today's annual meeting for our AFP Chicago chapter. You know, it makes me a little sad that we're not in person because this was an event that so many people looked for year, but I'm so glad to see you all on screen. Some of us haven't seen each other for a long time, but today the purpose of the annual meeting is to elect our chapter's leadership for 2022 and celebrate the progress that we've made as a chapter over the year. You'll see on the slides here that together we navigated another year to empower individuals and organizations to practice ethical fundraising through professional education, networking, and advocacy. In 2021, your spirit and your hope for AFP Chicago were realized each time you lent your time, talent, and treasures to AFP Chicago. And I'm so thankful for your dedication to our chapter. You really helped to move mountains for yet another year. And if you have been to any of the events that are showing up on the screen, just add an exclamation mark in the chat. It'll be just amazing to see how much and how many times people have engaged with AFP Chicago. And now I would like to say thank you to our sponsor, to Termolen, Watkins, and Brandt. And it is my pleasure to invite Don Surata, President and CEO of Termolen, Watkins, and Brandt, to share a few remarks with us.
Thank you, Tula. And you know, I certainly don't know how I can say welcome any better than Tula just did. So allow me to say congratulations to each of you for continuing to do the work that you do every day that changes lives. Congratulations to the fellows class of 2021 and the incoming class of 2022. And allow me to single out my colleague, Amy Funk. I don't know if Amy is on with us today. She's, as Amy is wont to do, giving good service to one of our clients. But congratulations, Amy. We're very proud of what you do for your clients and for the philanthropic community. I also would like to say thanks to Christiane Hanna for a phone call I got a couple years ago, maybe it was last year, inviting me to be more engaged. I was delighted to get that and delighted to be more involved in AFP and to work alongside with Kelsey on the Philanthropy Committee. Oh. So it was at that time that I saw Termolen, Watkins, and Brandt on the list as a lapsed donor, and it just broke my heart. So I'm very, very happy to be sponsoring this event to support the future of our sector and for our community, which, you know, these days, the sense of community that we share in a group like AFP is important as ever. So in the spirit of this community, please find me on LinkedIn so we can connect. I, along with my colleagues, would be delighted to talk to any of you about any burning issues that you may have that are important to you. So having said all that, I'll raise my coffee cup. Here's to AFP, here's to the end of 2021, and here's to a brighter 2022. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you, Don. And thank you for your support. And we're glad that you're back.
Thank you.
And now I call on AFP Chicago's immediate past president, Christiane Hanna, who will now preside over the business portion of our 2021 annual meeting. Christiane?
Thank you, Tula, and thank you, Don. It was a pleasure to make those calls in December of 2020. It was kind of my highlight to be able to talk with a lot of our members, get a sense of how we're serving you. So it was my pleasure, and I'm so glad to see you more engaged and involved. And for everyone else on the call, there will be opportunities to do so. So please take advantage of them. And now I'll go past my plug. I will start the business portion of our annual meeting. For those who are new to the annual meeting, our business portion is electing the next slate for 2022. That is the one item on our agenda that we need to do. So I am going to present the following slate of officers and directors for election with one-year terms beginning January 1st, 2022. As presented by the AFP Chicago Committee on Directorship for Election, AFP Chicago officer nominees include President Nathan Armstrong, President-elect Ann Kora, Vice President Continuous Learning Dottie Bris-Bois, Vice President Member Engagement Sarah Danahy, CFRE, Vice President, Resource, Kelsey Nelson, Vice President, Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access, Ishan Johnson, Treasurer, Christopher Chantson, Secretary, Carlos Trejo, Immediate Past President, which is an appointed position, is Tula Goglak, CFRE. I will now run through the list of AFP Chicago directors, members at large for approval. They are Teresa Battaglia, Lauren Birchlove, Patricia Broughton, CFRE, Judith Coleman, Amy Funk, Ashley Gill, CFRE, Elizabeth Halajan, Tim Hammerly, myself, Christiane Hanna, Rochelle M. Jerry, Cameron Johnson, CFRE, Anija Kerr, Derek Lambert, Joseph Like, CFRE, Carrie H. Lauder, William Nally, Ashley Owens, Evan Marie Rayford, Amy Tanucci, Christopher P. Toft, Kimberly Vaughn, and Susan M. Zellner. This is the point in the meeting where we have everybody applaud. If we were in person, but right now we are simply going to vote now to elect the slate of nominees for the officers and directors of the AFP Chicago Chapter. As a reminder, only current members of AFP Chicago are eligible to vote. The poll has come up. Please cast your vote through the polling feature. You have 30 seconds to vote, and we will announce the results at the end of it. Tricia, can you confirm that everyone has voted?
I believe we are all set.
Cue the Jeopardy music. All right.
We're all set. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With that, with the votes, the slate of nominees has been approved and elected. Officers and directors, you are hereby installed to your respective offices. And I want to say congratulations to our 2022 AFP Chicago Board of Directors. Yay.
Yay.
Next, I do want to call attention to, I'd like to extend a special welcome to our newest board members. Here on your screen, Lauren Birchlove, Amy Funk, Rochelle M. Jerry, Ashley Owens, Evan Marie Rayford, Amy Tanucci, and Christopher P. Toft. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of our board. We are excited to looking forward to 2022. And in conclusion, with there being no additional business of the annual meeting, I adjourn the business portion of the 2021 annual meeting and turn the program over to Anija Kerr and Joe Like, co-chairs of the AFP Chicago Fellows Program. Thank you.
This year's been a very interesting year trying to do the Fellows Program during COVID. And Anidra changed jobs, I changed jobs. So it was a lot of change this year. And but the class stuck with us this year and did a great job. And I'm very happy that we had a good class this year. And they stuck with us and kept things going. And we look forward to continuing working with them. Once you leave the Fellows Program, you are always a Fellows Program person. And so you can always call on any of us at AFP leadership and AFP for advice, for insights and help and assistance. We're always here for you guys. You're part of the profession now. So I'd like to recognize the class of 2021 that are graduating this year. So it's Timothy Arnold from the Honeycomb Project, Marissa Castillo with Women's Link Worldwide, Kenzie Hunt with Envision Unlimited, Michelle Rashad with Imagine Inglewood If, and Louisa Sosa with the Marwin Foundation. So congratulations, guys. You graduated. We're so happy for you. And remember, we're looking for great things from you with the chapter moving forward. Hope you join the leadership on committees and join the board. And maybe one day you'll be the president of the board, I'm sure some of our other fellows are moving in that direction soon, former fellows. Now I'd like to introduce Marissa Castillo, who's going to reflect on her AFP Fellows program. So Marissa, please.
Hello, everyone. As Joe said, I am one of the fellows for 2021. I currently work at Women's Link Worldwide, and I was also one of the people that transitioned during the pandemic. When I first started the fellowship, I was very new in development and fundraising. I had been in my position, I want to say, maybe 4 or 5 months, and I had been trying really hard to get into the field of development and found it really difficult to transition from higher ed into development. And so when I was accepted into the fellowship, it felt like the perfect opportunity to do networking, especially in the middle of a pandemic where it felt like things were very limiting. I especially felt encouraged by the rest of the fellows to look for another job, especially when I felt like there were other parts of fundraising that I was interested in. So that was really nice. And it also, I think my favorite part about the fellowship has been the people that I've been connected to, especially someone like Carlos Trejo, who's on this call, who encouraged me to apply to the fellowship, who has encouraged me to really think about my professional development as a fundraiser. And so I think that's what I'm most grateful for, like the skills, the people skills that I've gained through the fellowship. And I know that it was a really challenging year for everyone, but I think it was really great to be able to connect with other people in a virtual world. Just a few weeks ago, me and Carlos were talking, and we realized we had never met in person. And I think that's what's so great about fundraisers. You feel like you know each other, even though you've only met through a screen. And so I'm really looking forward to feeling really connected to other people from AFP Chicago through a screen as we continue to navigate the challenges of the pandemic. So thanks everyone for making this fellowship possible. And I'm really excited to hear about everything that the 2022 class learns. Thanks everyone.
Thanks, Marissa. It's been a joy having you in the class this year. I'd like to announce the incoming class. And the incoming class, we had a great number of applications, and we're pleased to announce that our incoming class is Janessa Butler of the Latin School of Chicago, Rosie Galicia from WTTW, Chris Jelkes from Chicago Coalition for the Homeless, Yasmin Nava from Unlace Chicago, and Deontay Tanner from Servants of Hope. Congratulations, guys. Welcome to the fellowships class of 2022. And we are looking forward to your involvement in the chapter and the opportunity that you give us to share our knowledge and experience as fundraisers. And when I say us, I don't mean just the co-chairs, I mean the whole profession. Everybody here that's an AFP member is open to you, and they will happily take a phone call and answer any question you may have. I also want to thank my co-chair, Anidra, for working with the fellows and me for these past 2 years. It has been really interesting and different from the previous fellows' experience. And it's been a great joy getting to know her and her passion for working with young fundraisers. And I'd like to welcome my new incoming fellows co-chair, Kimberly Vaughn. And Kimberly worked with me very closely on choosing the fellows this year. And it was just a real delight getting to know her and learning about her experience. And I believe, Kimberly, correct me if I'm not wrong, you are a former fellow, correct?
Class of 2017.
Wonderful. So you see, this is how the circle works, the circle of life. She's coming back in, a fellow, electing fellows. So happy to have her on board. And we're really looking forward to working with you guys, and welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Thank you to Anidra and Marissa. It was just such a pleasure to hear you speak about your experience. Thank you for your time and your commitment to the Fellows Program this year. And congratulations to all our fellows. And Joe is right. You offer all of us an opportunity to learn from you. We hear different perspectives, and we can grow as a chapter together. As I reflect this year, I want to make sure I acknowledge all the individuals and the countless volunteers who make tireless efforts to help our chapter run and our programming possible. First, I'd like to recognize 3 board members who are completing service this year. And it is Morgan Collier, John Hebler, and Allison Whittlesey. Morgan and John were past presidents, and I looked up to them to make sure that I was respectful of their position and all the things that they had done for AFP Chicago. And I really appreciated the support that you gave me, and I'll never forget it. Allison, you kept us all on track as secretary and made sure that all our notes were carefully taken, and we were able to look back to remember what we said during a board meeting or an executive meeting. So thank you. Thank you all for your leadership and service. You have made our chapter stronger, and for this, we will all be so ever grateful to you. I want to especially thank the countless volunteers, the volunteers who make our chapter run. And it is our board of directors and our continuous learning council, our member engagement for volunteers, our idea committee, our affinity groups attended by more than 175 people, our peer mentoring and fellows program volunteers for providing space for fundraising professionals to grow their skills. The Faces of Philanthropy Awards Committee for an outstanding slate of nominees and a successful awards program, and an opportunity for us to acknowledge people in the Chicagoland community who have made changes in our communities, and certainly to our chapter sponsors who are shown on this slide. We couldn't do all of that without you and your financial support. And of course, the many individuals who support our chapter through financial donations. We can't be more thankful and grateful for you. And I want to thank you, our members, who engage, support, and give to our programs. Without you, our membership, we would not be where we're at. And thank you so much. And now I'd like to introduce our AFP Chapter President for 2022, Nathan Armstrong. Nathan, it's all yours.
Thanks so much, Tula.
I'm not too happy. Am I like too happy to be leaving the people? No.
To really be passing that on. I am absolutely delighted and honored to be serving next year alongside such an incredible group of people. We are going to get to do, for the next few minutes, one of my favorite things related to AFP Chicago, something that we've all tried to keep the spirit of alive in the past 2 years, which is do a little bit of networking. I think this morning has been a great representation of how many fantastic and inspiring people we have in this group. And now it's all of us get a chance to meet each other. So you can see up on the screen, there are several different breakout sessions available. And in a minute, you're going to get a pop-up on your screen that invites you to join one of these breakout rooms. You are not restricted to one room. So feel free to pop in and out and meet as many of your colleagues as you can. We will also be, the board of AFP Chicago will be represented in each of these rooms. So we are eager to meet you. For me and Kora, next year as president-elect, we will be in the C-suite room where we will be talking about the future of AFP Chicago. Please drop by in there, but also go to the vacation room, go to the holiday room. We look forward to talking to you in each of these places and about each of these things. Okay, I think we're ready to pull up that breakout.
Well, I just really hope that you all had a lot of fun in your chats. And I know it was a lot of fun for me. I got to see an individual that I hadn't seen in a while, Judy Lindsay, and got to meet two wonderful younger people that I look forward to seeing them advance at AFP Chicago. So thank you all for coming. And I want to be sure to ask you as my last ask as president to check out our programming for 2022 and take full advantage of your membership. Get involved, volunteer, engage with other fundraising professionals. AFP has been an opportunity for me to grow professionally and personally, and I couldn't be more grateful. And it's because of the fact that I did participate in our programming, some of our pop-up events, our third Thursdays, and I just want AFP Chicago to be a resource for you. And as my term comes to an end, I'd really like to say how grateful I am for the opportunity you gave me to lead this vibrant chapter. As I leave, I really hope I helped to create a place that allowed you to grow professionally, a place where you felt safe to express your ideas with other individuals from across the sector. I hope your dialogues helped you to foster social change. And most of all, I really hope a place where you found yourself surrounded by individuals who offered you inspiration, strength, and guidance. I just wish all of you a wonderful holiday season and a new year full of health and happiness. And thank you again for all that you do. I truly appreciate it, and see you next year.